Hi, I'm Jason Craning with Optica Scenic Works, and today we're going to give you a quick tutorial on how to set up the Memorial Environments wall and the video Bier. When you unpack the wall, you're going to have the pieces in a rectangle like this on the floor. There are a total of 10 long aluminum pieces. 2 long ones for the top, 2 long ones for the bottom, 2 shorter ones for the left, and 2 shorter ones for the right. And those are the two thin pieces like this that are the center supports. When you put these together, each one of these is going to have a number. If you'll come down here and see, you match the 3 to the 3, just like that. And when you put them together, there's a connector, 4 corner connectors, and then the rest are straight connectors. They're spring loaded. You can see me pushing that in. You'll find the hole, slide it into the groove like this. Got to push down that button to get it in, and when it goes in, it clicks in place. And then you can take the other one and line it up, push the button, the spring-loaded button down, get it lined up, and put that in place. Before you lock these in place, and they all have to be locked in place, open that up like this. You don't want it like this. You want it at a right angle. So not like that, like that. And then put your Allen key in that comes with it. And if you lose this, any Allen wrench will work. Half turn locks it. Half turn locks it. Now I'll show you one of the straights. If you come over this direction, just keep following me over here. This is the centerpiece. Find your hole on the top, spring loaded, push that spring down, click it in place, push that spring down, click it in place, and don't forget to lock it. This is very important. Otherwise, they will not be stable without locking it, okay? When you're finished, you should have a rectangle. Important note about the joints one more time. They all have to be locked that half turn. To unlock it, it's like that. That's how it comes out. But don't forget, this does not stand up evenly if they're not locked all the way till you can't move it anymore. Note here, this center support right here is very critical as to where you put it in the frame. It's designed to keep the frame from, if it's not here, the frame bows in. If it's in the wrong spot, you can make it bow out. It has to go in this rear channel. It cannot go in this middle channel because it'll make the frame expand too much. So make sure it's in that channel and locked. All right, the next step is the fabric. You get 2 white pieces of fabric. One is the projection side, which is the front. It's whiter. The other one is the non-projection side, which can come in different colors. Could be black, could be white, but you know that's the projection side because it's ultra white. Find your corner, and there's silicone on it, just like that. When you put this in, find the outer groove channel. Don't put it in like that. That won't stay in place. You have to turn it half turn. So it goes like that, and then set the other corner, and it goes like that. And then we're going to pick this up, and we're going to do all 4 corners first. Remember, it doesn't go in like that. You got to do that half turn on the silicone, and that'll lock in place like that. Now we're going to bring it down to the other corner. Don't be afraid to stretch this either. It feels like you can't make to the corner. You definitely can make to the corner. These are all pre-fit. You just have to stretch it a little bit. And then go to the last corner down here. And again, I'm going to stretch it from this side, making sure that silicone is face down. And then just put it in that channel and push it to the corner. So when all these are in, all the corners are in, I usually start in the center and I put some in like this. And that way I can just do that side and that side. Same thing for the edges. Put the center in first, close that, close that. Top side, center in first, close that, close that, and then the last side. This one, if you have to stretch again, pull a little bit, get that center in, close that, and close that, and you're done. One note about the theater side, it's going to be real tight. It has to be real tight to get all the wrinkles out. When you get to the end of this, don't be afraid to take it like this and pull it down like that. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for you to get it in without doing that. Once you pull it down like that, it'll go right in. And why don't you watch me do this side too? Super tight right now. You can hear how tight that is. Take it like this, put your thumbs underneath there, and grab it and pull it down. It will stretch right down for you. And when you get to the very edge, all you got to do is push your fingers down like that. Now we're going to do the foot assembly. You'll have a couple pieces, the foot and the connector. Take your threaded piece, that's already been put through there, and you're going to find this hole through here. So line that up, and when you put these in, you got to make sure you don't cross thread them. Get it to about that tightness so you can see there's a little play in there, but again, don't cross thread it because you won't be able to get it tight enough. Then take the riser, the holes are going to be in the back. You're going to put it on the side of the riser. This piece slides in like that. And then you take your Allen wrench, or you can thumb tighten these. At some point, you're going to need to do your Allen wrench because you want them nice and tight. But what's critical about this is that this base right here and this piece need to be in the same plane. If it's too high or too low, it won't be tight, and the wall will tilt one way or the other. And we can tighten this all up and adjust it once it's on the ground, but I'm just showing you that's where you have to go with that. When you're done with that, have two people holding this wall. This channel in the bottom has got a lock on it. So when you put this in here and turn that, it locks onto the frame like that. So I'm going to lift this up. You can leave your end on the ground. I'm just going to tilt it up like this. We're going to put it in the very corner, getting those two pieces into that channel. And then I can kind of tilt this back to myself a little bit like that so that I've got it flush, and then put the tool through the hole and get it in that thing and lock it in place and make sure you got it nice and tight. When it's in there and tight, that should not move at all. And then we'll do the other side as well. Now that the wall is up, it's important that the wall is also vertical. A lot of floors and a lot of buildings are not flat. Surprise, surprise. This one's one of them. And to make this wall completely straight up and down like it is right now, I've had to put a little shim under the front end like this. And you can just take a piece of cardboard and double it up until your wall is completely straight up and down. So under whatever side it's leaning on, you just lift up the frame just a little bit and stick that underneath. And then it's nice and straight. So wall is up, wall is straight. Theater side out, the feet are in. By the way, these can go at the edge, in here, wherever you want them. Just don't put them all the way together in the center. They've got to have some outside support. There's only three things that you need to know about the projector as far as setup. There's a remote, there's a cord, and there's a projector. In order to put the cord in, there's a little release catch right here. Pops that panel off. You'll take your USB stick, or if you're using Wi-Fi, obviously you go Wi-Fi with it, but USBs go in here. Plug that in, power gets plugged in the power slot, and then you can replace this cover just by slot up and locks in place. And here's your power button. When you're putting this on the Bier, this tray slides out, and it has to slide out because the projection, if it was too far back, would hit the bottom of the casket. So that's why it's on a tray like this. So the speaker goes towards the audience, the projector goes towards the screen. Open that shelf up and center it on the shelf like that, gently. And then plug your power in, which that's already plugged in. The stands for the Bier are slotted. So you just take the slots and mate them together like that. And then the edge that looks like it's frosted goes down in the channel and locks in place like that. If you're doing an urn instead of a casket, Take that out. Take your cover, place it across that. Remember, the lens has to clear this, so this still has to be out. And then take your stand, center it, and then you can take your urn, put your cap on top of that, and take your urn and place it there. And then this is a great place on either side for a floral arrangement or ferns or something like that. Now we're going to keystone the projector. On the remote, a couple of notes. That's the back button, that's the go button, up, down, left, right, and then this is your settings right here. Volumes on this side and brightness is on this side. Once the projector is set onto the Bier, you want to get the feet lined up as close to the back of this shelf as you can. And then we're going to push the projector forward on the shelf. And you do that so that it doesn't hit the projection doesn't hit the casket. Once that's finished, the top of the projector needs to be completely level. Watch my hand here, left or forward, back. It needs to be completely flat. And if you needed to go up and down, you can spin this wheel up or spin this wheel down. It's level right now, so we'll stick with that. Once this is in place, we're going to move the Bier until, watch the ceiling. You can see a little purple line up there. We're going to get that to there's as little of a line as possible, and it's as even as we can get it. Once you're there, we're going to go to this button right here on the remote, and we're going to start setting it up. So we're going to go down to installation and hit the go button. We're going to go to wall and hit the go button. We're going to go to edges of image or straight but not rectangular, hit the go button. Now, when you go look at the purple dot in the upper left corner, I can move this with my scroll button to the different dots. When I get to where I want to be, I hit the go button, and it surrounds it with arrows. At that point, we want to bring that corner down so there's no more light on the ceiling. And we bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. There's our corner. When we get that corner lined up on the top of the screen, that's good to go. Then hit the back button. We're going to bring it down to this bottom corner. Bring that guy in. And you watch the bottom left corner of the screen. You'll see my corner show up down there. We're going to push that out to the very edge like that. And then we're going to go back and go to the lower right-hand corner, hit the go button. And that scroll wheel is going to bring this guy back in so that I can see my corner. And once you can see your corner, bring it back out to the very edge. Back, we'll go up to this one, hit the go button, and bring this corner in. Then get it out to the very edge so we cover that whole screen. And at this point, you can continue fine-tuning it to get that line off the ceiling, or you can just barely push it in like that, and it'll take it off as well. So once you're finished with everything, we're going to go to the back button, and we're going to move down to finish and hit the go button, and then we're going to go down to finish in the lower right and hit the go button, and we're set to go. There are all kinds of apps that you can put on here, but the one that we use you can download for free is the VLC player. So go to that one, open it up, go to the video that you want that's on your stick that you put in the side of the projector and hit go, and then adjust the volume. I'm going to start this over. May God bless and keep you always. And that's all there is to it.